Have you ever driven down a deserted highway late at night? That feeling when the world outside your car melts into a blur of darkness and fleeting shapes? It's a primal kind of unease, where your imagination can run wild. But for some, that unease turns into pure terror. Tonight, we're diving into one of the most chilling modern legends, a story that has haunted truckers and late-night travelers for decades. The legend of the ghost clown of Highway 8. Our story begins on a lonely stretch of U.S. Route 89, winding through the vast, empty landscapes of the American West. It's a road known for its stark beauty by day and its profound isolation by night. Over the years, this specific highway has become the epicenter of a series of bizarre and terrifying encounters. The reports, though varied in detail, all share one horrifying element: a clown. But this isn't the kind of clown you'd see at a child's birthday party. This one appears suddenly, standing on the shoulder of the road, bathed in the glow of your headlights. He's often described as unnaturally tall, with a painted smile that seems too wide, too predatory. His eyes, observers say, are just dark pits, devoid of any light or emotion, and he just stands there, motionless, as you speed past. The first widely reported sighting dates back to the late 1970s. A long-haul trucker named Frank was making his usual overnight run. The road was empty, the radio was crackling with static, and Frank was fighting to stay awake. As he rounded a long curve, his headlights caught something on the side of the road. At first, he thought it was a scarecrow or a strange road sign, but as he got closer, the figure resolved itself into the shape of a man in a full, old-fashioned clown costume. Puffy collar, baggy suit, the works. The clown was just standing there, one hand holding a single wilted-looking balloon. Frank, spooked but rational, just chalked it up to a prankster and kept driving. He didn't think much of it, until he heard other truckers at a diner the next morning, sharing nearly identical stories. They all saw him, the clown, on Highway 89. As the years went on, the legend grew. The sightings became more frequent and more unsettling. People started reporting that the clown wasn't just standing there anymore. Some drivers claimed that as they passed, the clown would slowly turn his head to follow their car, that grotesquely wide smile never faltering. Others reported a far more terrifying experience, seeing the clown in their rearview mirror, still standing on the roadside, only to glance back at the mirror a second later and find it empty. It was as if he'd just vanished into thin air. One of the most infamous accounts comes from a young couple, Sarah and Tom, who were on a road trip in the summer of 1994. They were driving late to make it to their next destination. It was past midnight when Sarah, who was in the passenger seat, suddenly gasped. She pointed to the side of the road. There he was, the ghost clown, standing under a solitary, flickering street lamp. He was holding a small, brightly colored pinwheel that wasn't spinning, despite the wind. Tom, trying to be brave, just said, "Wow, someone's really committed to a prank," and sped up. But their encounter didn't end there. A few miles down the road, their car's engine began to sputter. The lights flickered, and the vehicle coasted to a dead stop. They were stranded in the middle of nowhere. No cell service, no other cars in sight. Just the hum of the wind and the oppressive darkness. After trying and failing to restart the car, Tom decided he'd have to walk back to the last town they passed. It was a risky move, but they had no other choice. As he started walking back down the highway, a sense of dread washed over him. He couldn't shake the image of the clown from his mind. After about 20 minutes of walking, he saw a faint light ahead. It was the same street lamp where they'd seen the clown. As he got closer, his heart pounded in his chest. The clown was gone, but lying on the ground, directly under the light, was the pinwheel. Tom froze. It wasn't just a prank. This was something else. He turned and ran back to the car as fast as he could. When he got there, he found Sarah in tears. She told him that while he was gone, she had heard a faint, tinkling music, like an old-fashioned music box, coming from right outside the car. She was too scared to look. Miraculously, when Tom tried the ignition one more time, the car started right up. They didn't stop driving until the sun came up. They never drove down Highway 89 at night again. So who, or what, is this ghost clown? Theories abound, each more disturbing than the last. The most popular local legend links the apparition to a traveling circus that suffered a terrible tragedy in the 1950s. The story goes that a circus train derailed not far from Highway 89. Many performers were injured, but one of the clowns, a man named Patches, supposedly lost his entire family in the crash, grief-stricken and lost. He wandered into the desert and was never seen again. Some believe his sorrowful spirit is forever bound to that stretch of road, eternally waiting for a family that will never return. Another, darker theory suggests the clown is not the spirit of a victim, but is something far more malevolent. This version of the story tells of a serial killer from the 1960s who used a clown persona to lure victims. He would allegedly disable cars on remote highways and then appear, offering help only to reveal his true intentions when it was too late. According to this theory, the spirit is that of the killer, his evil so potent that it stained the very land he once terrorized. This would explain the feeling of pure menace that so many witnesses report, the sense that the clown isn't just sad, but actively hostile. Paranormal investigators have tried to study the phenomenon. They've set up cameras, used EMF detectors, and conducted late-night vigilance, but the clown seems to be camera-shy. Hard evidence is non-existent. All we have are the stories, the eyewitness accounts passed down through the years. Yet, the consistency of these accounts is what makes the legends so compelling. People from all walks of life, strangers to one another, describe the same tall figure, the same painted smile, the same unnerving stillness. Think about it. Why a clown? Clowns are meant to be figures of joy and laughter, but there's always been a dark side to them, a phenomenon known as coulrophobia, the fear of clowns. It stems from the fact that we can't see the real person behind the makeup. The fixed smile hides their true emotions, creating a sense of unease and distrust. The ghost clown of Highway 89 taps into this deep-seated, primal fear. It takes something that's supposed to be innocent and twists it into a symbol of dread. In recent years, with the rise of dashcams and smartphones, you'd think someone would have captured definitive proof. But the clown remains elusive. There are a few grainy, inconclusive photos and videos online, but most are easily dismissed as hoaxes or misidentifications. It's as if the clown exists just on the edge of our perception, a fleeting nightmare that can't be captured or explained. Is it a ghost, a telpa, which is a thought form brought into existence by collective belief? Or is it all just a mass delusion, a modern folktale fueled by the loneliness of the open road and our own overactive imaginations? Perhaps we'll never know for sure. But the next time you find yourself driving on a deserted highway in the dead of night, and your headlights catch a strange figure on the side of the road, you might want to press a little harder on the gas. You might not want to look in the rearview mirror, because you just might have an encounter with the ghost clown, and it's a story you'll be telling for the rest of your life. What do you think? Is this legend real, or just a spooky campfire story? Let me know your own theories, or if you've had any similar experiences, in the comments below. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the unknown. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the mysterious. Stay safe out there.